Hello, it is August 13th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We are currently taking a look at now Tropical Storm Ernesto, currently just north of Bermuda with winds of 70 miles per hour, a pressure of 978 millibars, with a moving north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Taking a look at its appearance, it is looking a little bit better than it did yesterday, with a more well-defined structure. It got rid of some of the dry air that was infiltrating its core, but it still is a shadow of itself from what it used to be a few days ago. Taking a look at the National Hurricane Center's cone, we can see it appears as if Ernesto will temporarily re-strengthen as it moves north, despite going into more unfavorable conditions, possibly bringing tropical storm effects to the island of Newfoundland in Canada before it fully weakens and moves out to sea as a post-tropical system, possibly bringing impacts to Europe further out in the future. Taking a look at the wind speed probabilities, there seems to be some disagreement with the tropical storm force chances, with each update shifting the storm slightly closer and further from land. But as of now, there is a near 50% chance of Ernesto bringing strong tropical storm force effects to Canada, specifically Newfoundland, just clipping the edge there. Looking back into yesterday, more footage is starting to be released from Ernesto's Bermuda landfall yesterday morning, with it bringing strong hurricane force winds and flooding to the island. Taking a look at this footage over here, we can see these big waves crashing on shore and bringing some strong winds to the island. Luckily, the island seems to only have suffered mild damage and will recover very quickly. Anyways, coming back to the main topic, taking a look at the model intensity guides, we can see, as mentioned briefly a minute ago, it looks as if Ernesto may have a little bit of a second peak, quickly possibly intensifying into a hurricane again, before quickly weakening again into a post-tropical storm and dissipating over the ocean. This of course has to do with the sea surface temperatures as shown here, which for a little bit are still favorable for mild amount of development at around 27 degrees Celsius, that's roughly 81 degrees Fahrenheit, but those conditions will not last long, with temperatures plummeting all the way down to around 18 Celsius, which is around 64 Fahrenheit. This of course will lead to rapid weakening and will lead to Ernesto losing all tropical characteristics, becoming a post-tropical storm. Taking a look at the ensemble forecast models, it seems like most models are in agreement and quite concise, with a thin area of uncertainty, while showing a similar path impacting Canada before disappearing over the North Atlantic. The only question left is how close will it get to Canada, how strong will those impacts be, and in the future, may some of the remnants become a storm that could bring impacts to Northern Europe. Finally, taking a look at the infrared satellite, we could see the storm has a tiny bit more convection as it may possibly strengthen a little bit, but it still is looking quite bad condition in infrared satellite, especially compared to how it looked a few days ago. And we can see that it's starting to lose some organization, especially around the eye wall here, and I would expect if it didn't last that much longer before completely falling apart with its structure. So for now, that's about all that's happening. Coverage on Ernesto will continue every day until the storm dissipates. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily tropical update. Goodbye.